Morning, folks. This morning's shaving cream is going to be Yardley Gold. Found this one on eBay. I got a link down below also. Got the Allen Block Nora Bay this morning. We'll be following up with the mentholated witch hazel black ice from Stirling. Topper of the day is going to be from Tallow Steel Dark. This is going to be like a chocolate, coffee, says vetiver, ginger, and peppermint scent aftershave. And going to be following up off camera with Cremo beard oil. This tea tree mint, and it's got a little bit of the Shaven Sailor beard oil mixed in with it. Help take the edge off of the tea tree scent. The Preshave, I'm going to go ahead and jump into that right now. The Preshave, there's the cube is no longer with me, so I'm using Phoenix mentholated ice Preshave, and it's unscented. It comes in two different forms, and I got a link down below for them. One of them is in stick form, and of course the other one is in puck form. And just depending on which one that works best for you, it's easier. In other words, for using the stick, it's not quite as, I can say, as messy. It's easy to travel with it, if that's something that you're interested in. The blade of the day is a Lord Platinum, and I have it in the Parker 24C. It's open comb, and just a tiny bit of an overhang here, but pretty much it's almost non-existent. This was my first open comb shaver that I ever started with. Got the shaving cream whipped up here in my bowl with a Raven Brushworks synthetic knot brush. Still trying to recover from whatever I was starting to get right before the holiday started. Already put a hot towel to the face this morning, and we'll go ahead and get started with the Preshave. I'm going to use the stick this morning. It's, in my opinion, there's advantages to the stick besides the fact that it's easy to travel with. There's pluses and minuses, I guess you might say, overall. The as you can tell, the stick is pretty easy to use. It keeps your hands free of getting the pre-shave soap on your hands, but the convenience comes at a price. This thing is 2.5 ounces of pre-shave soap for, I think it's $4.95, and you get and the puck comes in a 4-ounce size, and it comes at $4.99. So you get more for your money with the puck, which in other words you pay for the convenience of the stick. Thought I would throw that out there. I started out with the stick. Well, I had a sample, I should say, when I actually bought some soap, the pre-shave soap. I started out with this stick just to give it a try to see what it would be like. And the stick is pretty handy to have. Like I said, you can tuck it away if you're just going to be using it for like when you're on vacation or visiting somebody. It's easy to travel with. It is a little easier to apply because it is a pre-shave soap, so once it gets wet, it's going to be fun to hang on to. That's about like the cube. It was, you had to keep part of it, in other words, dry. Otherwise, it was a challenge to hang on to when it got smaller. How I got started on the Yardley Gold shaving cream was I saw it in a post, and I hadn't seen a post of Yardley in quite a while, and I know they make assorted soaps and whatnot, but over here that sort of thing is not always the easiest to find. You can find the bar soap usually in a store, but shaving cream, though, on the other hand, it's a different story. Around here where I'm at here in Oklahoma, You're not going to find it on the shelf most likely. So eBay seemed to be the easiest place for me to go to find it. And on eBay, it's not too terribly expensive. I think they're $6 for a tube in this. See how much is in this tube. I can't remember right off the top of my head. I'm wanting to say it's. Is it 100? I can't remember. I may have to look it up on the link. I guess you might say it's about your standard size tube. And the that $6, that's not too terribly bad in comparison to what you find, what they may want for a Presso or something of the sort. I guess you might say in the grand scheme of things, it's about the average asking price. And as you can tell, it works pretty well. Lathered up without a problem. Hope everybody's doing well after the holidays. All the travels were safe. A lot of wild things happens on the roads around the holidays. When it comes to aggression, there is a blade feel with this open coal, but it's just enough to let you know that the blade is there. I would say maybe a medium, maybe on the blade feel. And I think that's probably what throws a lot of people is the blade feel. Past that, it's a pretty smooth shaver once you get used to the blade feel. I think that's probably what throws a lot of people is how the blade feels up against your skin with this open comb. But it's not aggressive in my opinion. I've never really felt that it was that aggressive. In other words, it's not like the Bakelite open comb that Phoenix sells. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's a pretty easygoing shaver in my opinion for an open comb. It's just to give you, I guess you might, an introduction to one where there is a lot of blade feel. Because in other words, for some folks, this might be about as aggressive as one might want to go if you're not wanting a real aggressive shaver, or efficient if you will. This one here, once you get done with 3 passes, you'll get pretty close to BBS. If you've got whiskers like mine that grow in every which direction, you may have to do a little pickup if you will, but for the most part you'll get your sociably acceptable shave in your typical 3 pass. That's pretty much what I work for. Holidays, Christmas Day went well. Had plenty to eat. Had more than enough to eat. We had a lot of fun. I really do enjoy shaving with this shaver. It first pass you can really feel the blade. Second pass on the feedback, it gets a little bit less. In other words, you can tell throughout your shave that it's definitely taking down the whiskers. There's not much. In other words, my cheeks already are fairly smooth, so I know against the grain they're going to be very smooth by the time I get done with that pass. And depending on how I take my how I make my against the grain pass. In other words, if I change the angle of the approach, I could probably get a lot more taken off. This side over here is already pretty well done. There's not a whole lot left. I've got that one strip through there that you have to kind of work at. But it's pretty efficient shaver. And it does have some weight behind it too. It's not a lightweight shaver. And the handle's a little bit on the long side. You can usually find Parker shavers. I'll put a link down below at Super Safety Razors. It's I guess you might have a go-to site for Parker razors, if you will. It's such a smooth shaver. But once again, that blade feel may not be for everyone. If you're not used to it, if you want to give it a try, just remember it's the gentle pressure. That's the key to any shaver that you ever use. But just to use gentle pressure and you'll be just fine with this shaver, and you'll find that an open comb is no different than one with a safety bar. Right there, got a little bit. Like I say, got something that you have to catch, go in a different direction. And that'll pretty much take care of your, I guess you might say, wild ones. Direction that hair grows. January is coming up here pretty soon, and I think I'm going to start out going a little bit backwards on my approach. I've been watching a few videos, or at least I've tried to. Not as much as I'd like to, but I still have a hard time wrapping my mind around right hand, right side of the face, left hand, left side of the face. It still seems, especially nowhere area of what I got to cover because I got the facial hair here, that it's actually reversed. It's opposite for me, especially with a Camisori style shaver. Kind of thinking that going the opposite directions, right hand, left hand side of the face, and vice versa, that's going to work best for me, especially with a Camisori style shaver. I have some stinging right there. It's just an isolated spot. When I first started, got many shaves with this shaver. No nicks, cuts, weepers, or anything of the sort. I mean, it's just an outstanding shaver. I should mention also that the this base plate and cap, especially the base plate, is thick. It's not a thin one at all. It has some weight to it. You'll be kind of surprised when you take it apart how much weight is in this base plate. And there's the Lord Platinum there. Fit and finish. I'd have to say for the most part, I've not had much issues in the way of fit and finish with Parker razors, but I guess it's the variant is the one with the black handles, probably the one that's caused them the most grief of recent history. Parker started out in 1973, and I guess when they first started out there was a real quality control issue, I guess. Couldn't tell you. Didn't start wet shaving until 2015, but I would say for the most part what I have seen of the razors, and I've got several, I really haven't had any issues with quality control of their shavers. They work just fine for me. All the plating stays put, not losing any plating or anything of the sort. Nice shavers as far as I'm concerned. I've got several of them. I'm going to be shaving with a few more of them before the end of the month. I'm going to go ahead and shake up the witch hazel here. By the way, today is Wednesday and I get to go back to work. It's going to be an enjoyable day, I know. The few that didn't take off the rest of the week, I know they're not going to be in the mood to be going back to work today. Did forget to bring the soap in here, but some of you may have seen Cremo had a lather cream, I guess you might say a special edition. Bourbon and Feather, I think is what it is, and also came with a horsehair brush. Been looking for one of these, and now I finally got one for Christmas along with that shaving cream. I think I might give it a whirl tomorrow. Not real sure how it lathers, so we'll see how it works out. I'm sure it'll be okay. Especially with the kind of lather that I work up, because in this bowl, in other words, it's, I guess you might say on the yogurt side, it's not a big fluffy shaving cream that I've whipped up here today. And I'll be working towards the same thing with Cremo. I really think that's probably going to work out just fine. Can't hardly imagine it not being whipped up in a yogurt style shaving cream. I'm going to give it a try tomorrow. Not real sure what I'm going to use for the topper. I'll have to give that a little bit more thought. That's what the restrictor looks like there. In case you missed it yesterday, I didn't do a video, but I did post it. Shaved with Black Ship Grooming. Jolly Roger. Nice soap. I definitely like this. Yesterday's soap was, I guess you might say, definitely fit the festive spirit of the day. And this one here, going back to work with the coffee, kind of hits the spot right there. Pretty good shave this morning. Like I said, this was my first open comb, so it's got a special place in the den. I really like this thing. Nice weight to it. Let the weight of the razor, sharpness of the blade do the work. Great shave to go back to work. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.